What is up, you bunch of Bitnile SOBs? This is OBB, the diecast news guy, and welcome everybody to another special INDYCAR diecast review for you guys. This is, I guess you could say, this is probably the sequel to the last triple diecast review I did of the Arrow McLaren INDYCAR team from 2023. So really do appreciate you guys' support on that. But this is going to be the first time ever, guys. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of Greenlight Collectibles and their INDYCAR diecast. I have my good reasons for it, and I can't wait to show you guys these bad boys that I picked up at this year's Indianapolis 500. Which, fun fact, all three of these cars raced at the D500 because for the first time ever, as now we are finally getting into this shit, we have all three Ed Carpenter Racing diecast with the Bitnile machines. First time ever, guys. And you can see one of them is already autographed because I got it autographed at the Legends Day, which they do a full field autograph session. Yeah, just being lucky to just get one row at the greatest spectacle of racing is just a miracle. But we also got ourselves one of our front runners for this year's Indianapolis 500, Renus VK. And yeah, we're probably not going to mention too much about this guy, considering now that unfortunately the Noblesville native himself, Connor Daly, has now been replaced by basically a much more better driver in any way, shape, or form, which we'll get to in a second. As yeah, let's go and start this diecast unboxing and show you guys every one of these cars one by one, as this will be the official unboxing and diecast review of the 2003 Ed Carpenter Racing INDYCAR diecast 1/64 scale. And alrighty, guys, holy shit, all I see is just gold. So much gold. I think I'm even going to go apeshit and go a little bit Mr. Krabs on these SOBs. But anyways, as I got distracted by that beautiful gold that we got on these three diecasts, here we guys go. Here are all three Ed Carpenter Racing cars that are out of the box, and you guys can see that these things just look absolutely just freaking amazing, dude. I mean, but that's the reason why I don't want to overwhelm you guys too much, as already kind of too late because I am already. But here we guys go. We got ourselves the can we just say the unnamed driver of the number 20 Bitnile machine? Because for the first few races, it was actually, the Noblesville native himself, Connor Daly. But, man, you guys see right here, we got ourselves a Chevrolet logo that is literally camouflaged into this gold livery. But yeah, I mean, this car, as you guys can tell, is not really the right one because he did not race this at the Indianapolis 500. Maybe the Texas race, but they did change the livery of this car because it is very, very similar to his car team owner, Ed Carpenter, which the only difference is that this part is black, so probably didn't want to piss off the spotters, if I had to guess. But yeah, it's pretty unfortunate what happened with Connor Daly. I mean, I guess from what I heard, it's just the results weren't shown because, yeah, I mean, this year has just not been a good year for not only Connor Daly, but also Ed Carpenter Racing in general. And unfortunately, it looked like Connor Daly was the scapegoat, but don't worry, though. It looks like he, for anybody who's a NASCAR fan, he was the one that raced in the number 50 Money Team car for this year's Daytona 500, which, by the way, that diecast will be coming out. I think it's actually at Lionel as we speak, so we should be getting that shortly. But getting on to this, guys, this is supposed to be the car that, yeah, usually every time I see the 20 car, I just want to say Ed Carpenter, but this is 2023, Brian. We gotta stop thinking about the past. I mean, heck, this car definitely has some resemblance of the Fuzzy's Vodka car from like 2018 or 2019. We'll probably, when we get to Ed Carpenter's car, I think that's where we'll draw that comparison. But one thing I really do like about this that I did not notice that this was a thing, but with the Bitnile cars, guys, they actually copied what Team Penske and also what Meyer Shank does. They colored their suspension with whatever the livery is. In this case, the front end is gold, and look at this, guys. We got ourselves a gold suspension on this car, which I did not think that was going to be possible, but look at that, man. Isn't that crisp? Isn't that clear? And you want to know what? This thing was still $10. There was no price jumps at all to get a cool special feature. That's what I'm trying to say, guys. And this is like a metallic gold finish that we got right here, which looks really, really nice. And then I do like the livery that we got right here. It kind of looks like the gold is it kind of looks like basically like a blue-based car, and they just splattered gold over it. And Bitnile, I think from what I heard, is basically just like Bitcoin, if I guess. But I heard rumors that they're possibly going under, so it could be another Bodger situation with Landon Castle. But yeah, I mean, and how can I forget that? I mean, we usually get a Connor Daly diecast out every year, but can't really say that probably for next year, considering he no longer drives his car, which is now driven by your 2020, well, not your 2020, but your 2012. I got a lot of my twos mixed up for a second. I think I had too much Bitnile in your boy's brain, but but you see the fine details right there. But Ryan Hunter-Reay, long story short, is the new driver of the 20 car for the remainder of this 2023 IndyCar Series season. And yeah, I mean, like I said, Connor Daly, I think his only memorable moment this year was probably getting a top 10 at the Indianapolis 500. But that livery was kind of cool because it was like pink and like magenta or purple right here. But you can't beat that Bitnile gold, guys. And like I said, if you guys love matching your Indy cars and NASCARs, you're going to be in luck because we will be getting that Connor Daly 164 in the next few weeks, like I just mentioned. But now let's get on to the side-by-side comparison, guys, of the predecessor of this, which was the Connor Daly car from 2 years ago. And you can see the paint scheme is absolutely just a lot different. I mean, you can see the gold is not even gold. It's just like a beige. So they really upped up the livery, I will say that, because this is just so much better in any way, shape, or form. Along with that gold suspension, I mean, how can you just not say no to that, guys? I mean, definitely. And look at this, guys. There's even detail in the cockpit. You can even see some logos that we got right there, which are Bitnile. So Bitnile found every way they could to squeeze their logo on. And probably let's play the $1 million question of the game. Can you guys guess how many Bitnile logos are on this car? If you guys can guess correctly, then you win yourself a 20 times supply of Bitnile if they're still going to be worth shit in the next few years. But turn on green. Speaking of that, we're probably going to go ahead and get on to the next diecast of this mega diecast review, which is probably the best one I will recommend picking up because this is a first that we got ever for the Dutch native himself. No, I'm not talking about Max Verstappen. This is IndyCar, damn it. We got ourselves, actually, this guy also has his own show on, Amazon called VK. We got ourselves Rinus VK, the first ever Rinus VK diecast released for IndyCar, and the first time we've had a 21 Ed Carpenter car released since the diecast I'm probably going to show you right now, guys. The 2016 Joseph Newgarden and Fuzzy Vodka car, which this car, as you can see, has a logo of a vodka bottle, and it had no base. So Greenlight is just doing so many great things compared to a certain other company that we all, love and hate. Rubber tires, metal chassis. Quality control definitely has kind of dwindled a little bit, but heck, they're still keeping with what we love, and that's good quality diecast at a reasonable price. But getting to this, as you guys can see, what this scheme, while this livery does look cool, guys, the colors are actually inverted. So it's supposed to be white bricks with the with like this beige outline to them. But for some odd reason, Greenlight thought, hey, we're gonna make a brickmobile. So heck, but yeah, that is the last time we've had one. Again, speaking of quality control, guys, you guys can clearly see, yeah, the direct supply logo looks barely legible compared to this side right here. If you guys think Greenlight Collectibles are always perfect, I mean, just look at the Juan Pablo Montoya, 2015 Indianapolis 500 winner. The Verizon logo was not even at the right spot because it was with that new mold that they had with the manufacturer error kits, and yeah, they couldn't get that Verizon logo placement right. Or like some of the Alexander Rossi Napa liveries that we've had to diecast form. Napa logo was either way too stretched out or way too small with some of their 164s. But getting back to this, guys, this is the one I did recommend the Connor Daly / Ryan Hunter-Reay car. This is probably, I would say, the one you have to get right away, because when I was at Indianapolis for this year's 500 on Carb Day, this thing was selling, and it was selling like people were like, wow. I mean, because it's like people knew that this was the first time we have a VK 164. So I'm glad people are acknowledging that, because this is, I love this, guys. I mean, you guys already know I love the gold, but back to what I said with the Connor Daly car, how it was gold in the front. Well, since now most of the livery is white, they went with the white suspension, and I think that's so cool. Then you see there's even more detail right there with the rear axles and the exhaust. Those are chrome. Look at that. Like, that is probably I mean, just look at that. I mean, look at that gold. Look how that shines and how it pops, man. That is just freaking beautiful. And look at this, even colored Chevrolet logos on an aero screen. That, I mean, look, like, they never slack off on the gold, even when it comes to, look at this, guys, there's even a Bitnile sponsorship on the headrest. The level of detail on this, as I literally got a voice crack, goddamn, the Greenlight's really making me hit the high notes today. This is just cool, man. I really love this. So Greenlight, man, you did a good job, and especially Bitnile. As speaking of Greenlight quality control, look at that. Looks like someone took a bite of that E, and then the E or well, okay, that's supposed to be an I, and that's E, but I got it mixed up because my eyes are just believing what I'm seeing, and those are screwed up letters. But, like I said, quality control, decal wise, that's something you could fix easily. But this is just, I mean, what is more better than this? I mean, this right here is just why I love this, guys. And this is why I'm so optimistic with what Greenlight has. But get back to the driver now, because you're like, all right, well, this guy already spent a lot about, talking about diecast. What about the driver, Renus VK? Well, let me tell you what, VK, it's been kind of a bad year so far for Renus VK. He has like no top 5s, no top 10s, no podiums actually. No, I think he probably did got a top 10, I think, at this year's Indianapolis 500, which that's probably the only time I think I can remember Renus VK actually being relevant, because he did start as second and start on the front row for another year. So the Dutch native really knows how to actually get some good qualifying speed. But when it comes to race trim, guys, that's just that level of inexperience, guys. Kind of the same thing I have with I said about Paddle Award. I mean, VK just needs a few more years than him to just, I don't know, just stay patient and out of trouble. I mean, he probably could, if it wasn't for that pit road incident they had, which he had no control, just the car just, I don't know, just lost grip and got to the guy who's probably going to be your champion for this year, Alex Palou. But that's the only thing that's memorable about this car. But I would still get this because, like I said, it's probably going to be rare to get another VK164, depending how long we're going to wait for another one. But definitely a must get for sure. As now we got to get on to probably, I would say, one of the best for last, guys. Still one of your, I guess you could say, veteran drivers in the IndyCar series. Car owner as well. We got ourselves Ed Carpenter, which you guys know he's already made 2 starts in this car with Texas and also with the Indy 500. But back to what I said, guys. I mean, as you can see, it has a black a livery base with the gold, which looks really cool. Black and gold, you can't go wrong with that. But of course, suspension is going to be black, so nothing too special right there. But still is very nice, guys. And I think this is also the first time we've also had a number 33 car, actually, because you guys know Ed Carpenter switched to the 33 car. Ironically, because, the 33 drivers who are in the field for the 500. So Ed Carpenter, being also an Indiana native himself, he really kept things traditional here, and I really got to thank Bitnile for just stepping up, guys, sponsoring all 3 cars, guys. That kind of reminds me of like what with the diecast I'm about to show you guys for a comparison, the Fuzzy's Vodka cars. They used to sponsor with Ed Carpenter, but in this case, I'm showcasing you guys. Like I said, like but what I'm trying to say is that we rarely get that much Ed Carpenter diecast, guys. I mean, we had the U.S. Air Force car, which was in 2020, and then in 2019, 2019, I think, or 2018, which is the one I'm showing you guys right here that finished 3rd at the 500, or in that 2018 Indy 500. But as you guys can see, I'm only showcasing this because this is kind of mostly, I don't want to say like a throwback, but almost like a tribute, because it's gold and black, kind of like what the Fuzzy Vodka car was in its final year. So I would say it's a nice, cool throwback, even though it's definitely different. And hell, even Ed Carpenter or someone's watching this be like, what the hell is this guy talking about? But just, I see the resemblances, man. I just had to say something because, heck, I am just, very passionate about this stuff, man, with the Indy cars. But yeah, I mean, besides, like, again, guys, I can't really say too much about Ed Carpenter, guys. I think the guy is definitely starting to get past his prime. He should have been smart like Hinchcliffe and Bell and just retired early, but I understand it's his team, and he's the one that kind of, I don't know, like, it is his team, so he can do whatever he wants. So I'm glad he still has a purpose in IndyCar. I mean, I would love to see Ed Carpenter win the 500 one of these years. That Indiana will absolutely just lose their shit, but what was it? Oh, yeah, this is a car that unfortunately got involved in that whole red flag cabossel that we had. I think, well, it came down, I think it was like the 2nd or 3rd instead, if I'm not mistaken. I am, like, mistaken that because I kind of want to forget about that stuff that happened. I mean, congrats to Newgar and all, but just those red flags, sorry. That stuff doesn't belong in IndyCar. That's all I'm going to say. We already got one, one sport that's, that has its entertainment purposes. IndyCar, it's got to stay pure. That's all I'm going to say, man. But yeah, this car unfortunately crashed in the front stretch at that restart debacle that we had with the red flags. I think it was him, Graham Rahal, who had a terrible month, and also Benjamin Peterson. So was not a good day for Ed Carpenter, but his other 2 cars, I think, were able to finish on the lead lap, as Carpenter remained out of this race. And Texas, I don't really remember what happened to him in Texas. But again, this is another diecast. Do yourself a favor. If you guys can afford it, get all 3 of these cars. Get all 3, because They are so worth it, guys. And plus, it's a good way for me to do these triple diecast reviews because look how cool this looks, all three of these cars in the palm of your hands for your collection. I mean, doesn't that look cool? Doesn't it, I don't know, like make, I don't know, some person to come out of your room and be like, oh shit, or they visit your room and you're like, oh, those are some cool cars. The gold paint on this is absolutely flawless. I love it, man. But if I had to rank probably what would be my favorites, I would probably say the VK, then the Connor Daly / Ryan Hunter car, and then Ed Carpenter. But feel free to comment below which Bitnile car has been your favorites, as this is going to wrap up right here for this triple diecast reviews. So I appreciate you guys' continuing support on these videos. It does mean a lot to me. I got a lot more interesting content coming out for you guys very soon. So yeah. Till then, guys, this has been OBB, the Diecast News Guy, and I'll catch you guys next time on another INDYCAR Diecast review. And, yeah, Bitnile.